Hey folks at home, it's Kevin and East Cincy. We're going to do a gentle flow today, so thank you all for joining us. If we just want to take an initial opportunity to maybe come to a seated position and just close your eyes and check in with yourself. And take a minute or two to start to feel any sensations in your body, feel your breath moving. Try to get a sense of your whole body from the top of your head all the way down through your fingers and toes. Just one more breath. And when that breath is over, you can go ahead and open your eyes, and we'll take a moment to drop our chin to our chest and just start to feel the back of your neck open and release. And maybe this is where you'd like to pause right here, but possibly we can start to roll our head from one side to the other. And during this video, please feel free to pause and relax into any of the postures that we do. If we want to, we can take our head all the way around as well, circling a few times to the left, and then back around to the right. Coming back to center, we'll interlace our fingers behind us, roll your shoulders back and down, lift through your chest, take a deep breath into your heart space. Exhale, releasing whatever movements it takes you to come onto your hands and knees. Let's go ahead and make our way there. With an inhalation, let's drop our stomach down, really exaggerating the arch in your spine. Exhale, rounding up, and you're just going to start to move back and forth at your own rate of breath. And if it feels good to pause in either of these postures and kind of feel into the muscles of your back or anywhere else, maybe shifting your hips, any of that kind of stuff, take your time to do that. Also, this practice can be done without any of our flowing sequences as well. So when we get into plank and moving through sun salutations, feel free to skip those if we need to and just do the postures. And coming back to center, we'll tuck our toes, lifting your knees and your hips off the floor. And just like we did in our cat-cow positions, beginning to shift and move, kind of feel into your body some. Maybe pedal your legs, lift up onto your tiptoes, shift your hips, whatever feels good here. And then taking a step forward to the top of your mat. Let's spend some time in a waterfall position, just being really relaxed here in our forward fold. Just try to soften. This is another one, if it feels good to kind of shift and move, maybe swing your upper body side to side. Shake your head like you're saying no, and then yes, or any other movements. Please allow yourself some time to make those. And then putting a bend in our knees, let's inhale, round up through our spine, take your arms all the way up overhead, big stretch, maybe a back bend, and then exhale, hands come to your heart space. And let's take a sun salutation. Again, if it's better for your practice to skip this part, it's not a big deal, just allow yourself to do that. We'll breathe our arms up, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhaling, looking up in front of us, this is jackknife position. Exhale, hands come to the floor, stepping back to a plank. And you can lower knees, chest, chin, or coming straight down. Inhaling, the upper body lifts, feet push into the floor. And then exhale back to down dog. Keeping the breath moving. Very nice. We're going to inhale ourselves forward again to the top of the mat. Taking our next posture, let's walk ourselves around to the side. And take your legs out as far as you feel comfortable to go. Maybe it's a little, maybe it's a lot, not a big deal. Either way, just find wherever you're comfortable with. Turning your feet as inward as possible and relaxing forward. Just like in all of our postures, if there's movements we want to make, adjustments you need to do, just allow yourself to do that. And from here, let's take a twist. Bring your back straight. Our right hand goes underneath our face, and inhaling our left arm up to the ceiling for a twist. Trying to keep our shoulders away from our ears. Push your feet into the floor, push your hand into the floor. And as you exhale again, let's switch sides. Taking your left arm down and your right arm lifts. Rotating open. And exhale, release. We'll take our upper body over towards our left leg, just relaxing your nose towards your knee. Switching sides, walking over towards the right leg. It really doesn't matter in this posture where our hands are for this position. You're just relaxing your nose down. And then coming back to center. Let's heel toe in enough that we can comfortably drop down into a squat position. Lowering your hips, we'll bring our hands to prayer. Some of us might be a little more comfortable onto the balls of your feet, so if your squat position looks more like this, that's okay. Not a big deal. But if we can, we'll bring our hands to prayer. If you're more on the balls of your feet, you might have to keep your hands down to the floor. If you really want to get crazy, please don't feel like you have to do this. Taking your hands to the floor, knees on the backs of the elbows, and maybe we're just getting used to feeling the weight on the backs of our elbows right here, and that's where we stop. Maybe we can lift our heels off the floor, maybe 1 foot lifts, maybe 2. Still breathing, and then come back. Let's lift our hips up. We're going to turn towards the top of the mat and take another flow from here. So let's step both feet back, lower down, inhaling to up dog, and exhaling to down dog. Let's give ourselves a side stretch. We'll take our right leg up to the ceiling, bend your knees, stack your hips, look out underneath your right arm, and breathe into your ribs. Exhale, release. We'll do the opposite side, taking the left leg up, putting a bend in your knees, stacking your hips. And exhale, release. Dropping your knees to the floor, sinking your hips back, extending your arms, and just relaxing in child's pose. after we've caught our breath comfortably in child's pose, let's breathe ourselves up. Now we're going to do a little more for our hips. We're going to take our left foot to the outside of our left hand, sinking your hips forward and down in this posture. And just take a moment here to let your hips open and release. If you want to shift and move a little bit in this pose, that might be good. But if it feels better to just be still, you can do that also. And then shifting back enough that we can comfortably take that leg behind us, and we'll do the opposite side. Take the right foot to the outside of the right hand and sink forward and down. Again, if we want to shift and move a little bit to kind of feel into yourself here, go for it. And then walking yourselves back. Take that leg behind you again. One more time through a flow. We'll tuck our toes, coming up to a plank position. Exhale, lower. Inhale, the upper body lifts. And then exhale back to down dog. Let's relax our knees to the floor one more time. Whatever movements we need to make to come to a seated position, go for it. If you can, cross your legs and roll back, that's great. If not, that's okay. Go ahead and shift and adjust in a comfortable seated position and walk yourself straight forward over your legs. Completely relax your whole body. Again, if it's comfortable for you to pause the video and stay in some of these postures a little longer than we did here, you'll get some extra benefit from that. With our next breath, let's round ourselves up. Very nice. And extending our left leg out. The sole of the right foot comes to the inside of the leg. We'll breathe our arms up, exhale, fold. Grabbing a hold of your foot, your ankle, your shin, whatever you feel good about, and rounding forward. Trying to find where you feel the most tension in your body and breathing into those places. Starting to lift ourselves up. We'll do that on the opposite side, extending out through the right leg, sole of the left foot comes to the inside, breathing your arms up overhead, exhale, fold. Breathing into whatever tension you feel. And then release. Let's take our time to make our way onto our back body. However you need to get there is perfect. Just one more posture to counter all of our forward folding. Laying on your back body, your feet is up towards your sit bones. Tuck your shoulder blades down the back. We'll inhale, lifting our hips off of the floor as high as you feel comfortable with. Maybe it's a little, maybe it's a lot. Squeezing in your stomach muscles, breathing. And exhale, starting to lower back down. Carefully, mindfully, just windshield wiper your knees side to side. Extending your legs out and your arms out to the side. Just taking your time to relax here. Thank you all so much for joining me for practice.